Indian way of greeting. And I hope that you have been enjoying the past 2 days in Dubai. And today we have assembled here. And I do not know how many of you have heard the past 2 days messages. But fortunately, Pastor has recorded it and it is available both in English and in cassettes and in CDs. The reason why I stand here is not to preach, but to make the people understand that God has revealed himself to every nation. He is not the God of Christians, he is the God of the universe. He is not the God of one particular religion, because religions are made by men and not by God. Jesus is not the leader of a religion, neither he started a religion of his own. Neither his disciples, the apostles, formed a religion with the name of Jesus. Christianity is not Christianism. It is an experience with the living God. So the universal person, the God, who has revealed himself while we were yet sinners. The problem of humankind is how to get rid of sin. Even the Jainists, the Buddhists, who never believed in God, also suffered the sting of sin. Even in the ancient religion in India, which is called Sanatana Dharma, or the Aryanism, they also cried in agony how to get rid of sin. The first very mantra I learned from my guru is Pabohum Pavakanmohum Pabatma Pavasampavat Rahimam Pundirihaksha Sarva Papa Hari Hari. Hari means God and Hare means save. It is only God can save his people from the bondage of sin. The mantra says, I am born in sin. The Christians agree with that. Because even in the Bible, David in one of his psalms said, I was conceived in sin in my mother's womb. That does not mean the mother who gave birth to him, but the first mother of the world, Eve. She disobeyed God's will, and because of disobedience, sin entered into humankind. So everyone born of a man and woman is considered as a sinner. Even to a baby, the sin is inbuilt. But we may not be able to find that sin in the baby, but when the baby grows, according to his situation and according to the ability, we can find sin in them. And there are good sins and bad sins. You may wonder what is good sin and bad sin. If a man is drunk, beats his wife, beats his children, make much noise in the home, break the things of the house, come out and roll on the roadside, he is considered to be a bad sinner. If you get drunk and sleep in the bed without giving any trouble, he's a good drunkard. So it makes a thing. Some people used to boast themselves. They say, yes, I drink, but I don't give any trouble to anybody. That doesn't mean he is without sin. He is a sinner. Some people, when they walk on the road, they dash to a woman or catch the hand of a woman and make some fun. And another guy also will have the same thing in his heart, but he fears that somebody will beat him or the reputation of his family will go. So what he does, instead of pulling by hand, he pulls a woman by his eyes. Who is better? The one who pulls by eyes with the sight, or the one who holds with a hand? Both are the same. Of course, the one who holds by hand is better than the one who pulls by eyes, because every one has some scan eyes. They can go very deep into their body. The X-ray eyes, I can say. So what is sin? Is something rebelling against God and conscience. That is sin. So the agony of the ancient saints were how to get rid of this. The mantra says, I am born in sin. I am a doer of sin, a sinful self. So I am a sinner. How a man commits sin? Manasa, by thinking. While you are sitting here, your thinking can go somewhere and commit a sin and come back to you. So by thinking, a man can commit sin. You need not do a murder, but you can think in your mind. You can murder a person in your mind. At the same time, vasa, by your words, you commit sin. Hastapya, by your looking, you commit sin. Dehinam, by your physical body. So in many ways, men are arrested or bound by the sin. So what to do? How a man can rid of his own sin? He cannot. The mantra says, Mam Trahi, I am unable. I cannot. Because I am in sin. I am immersed in sin. I cannot get rid of my sin. It is just like a pit of water mud, and I will go deep into that if I struggle to come out. So the prayer goes to God, the only one God. The name or the religion of anything is not in the mantra, and it is not supposed to be a Hindu mantra because it is in Sanskrit language. It says, God save me from all kinds of sin. Like the same in every religion, you can find people confessing their sins before God and ask God to forgive him. So God has to do something. The past 2 days I have been explaining that God took the initiative to reveal himself to his people. How can a man who is bound by sin can receive God? By his own efforts. In the Dharma Shastra, I have studied some poems which says, Na yogena, not by performing yoga practice I can get rid of sin. Na dhyana, not by meditation. Na tapa, not by severe austerity. Not by dharma. I cannot get rid of sin by giving alms to the poor. He will be benefited. But I can't get any benefit by giving alms to the poor. And not by snana. Even if I dip my body in every water, the ocean, the 3 oceans surrounding India, and in all the holy rivers or holy ponds or wherever it is, that water cannot save me from the bondage of sin. Na snana, na dhyana, na dharma, na dhana. You cannot offer money to God and get rid of your sin. The poem ends with a beautiful word. It is only by the grace of God a man can get rid of his sin. So it's only God can release a person from the God itself. How he can know God? Unless God reveals to him. So in the Brahmavindu Upanishad, I found a text when I was in the Hindu ashram studying Vedas. It says, Vakyo Brahma, Shabdo Vai Brahma, Saptakshara Parabrahma. Brahma means the Son of God. Vakyo Vai Brahma. In the beginning, he was Word. Shabdo Vai Brahma. He was the sound. Sabdakshara Parabrahma. The sound which was made a word became in a figurative form. He became flesh. The same thing when I happened to read the Bible after my conversion, I saw in the John's Gospel, the very first verse, the first chapter, in the beginning, God was Word. And the Word was with God, and the Word became flesh. A sinner cannot see God unless God reveals to him. There is a beautiful poem in the Saiva Siddhanta. I studied Saiva Siddhanta when I was 16 years old. I completed the whole Saiva Siddhanta. And in that book, a poet says in Tamil, Illa aruvagi nindrane yar arivar, thane uruvagi thondranel utru. God is Aru, he is formless.